Hello, I'm Molly Nilsson, and I'm having an interview with The Gap tonight. Watch. How's it going?
Hi, I'm very well. I'm a little bit tired.
How's your tour gone so far?
Really well. It's been really fun. It's been a lot of really busy shows and a lot of bigger places, and I'm very happy about that.
I didn't find that many interviews that are recorded with you. There's one radio interview in Argentina and the Between Two Drummers, which is about the weirdest interview I've ever seen. Do you not like being interviewed that much?
No, I feel like I'm not so good at talking or expressing myself that way, and I think that's also why I started writing songs. So it's ironic that that then leads to me having to talk more. But I've never, I think I've done a few video interviews, but yeah. Yeah. I don't know if they've ever been like published.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What is the best thing about not having to work anymore? Like, about being able to live off your music? What's the thing you appreciate the most?
Well, I appreciate not having a boss, and I appreciate that I, don't have to do things that I don't want to do. So my work is actually like what I love to do, which is recording songs. But there's also like, it was never like a goal for me to live off of music. I actually thought it was a pretty sweet deal when I had my my day job, and then I was working on the music and going for shows every once in a while. But then when I started touring more, my work was just like, well, you're never here. We can't like keep having you in the schedule when you don't,
Yeah.
you're not going to show up. So I had to quit my job. And in a way, like, it's a great thing, but you miss out on like the boredom of working or having a job that you hate, because you're forced to be in situations you wouldn't choose, you meet people you wouldn't meet otherwise, and it's also inspiring to have a place where you, like, having a job you hate, it's really like sort of stimulating in a way. And then when you're free, you take more time, like take more care of the time you have.
That's something a person would say that doesn't have a job.
I know, no, totally. Like, I would be laughing at myself, like if working me hurt me.
You can start any job you hate.
That's the thing. It's really hard to like actually go out and look for a job you hate. But now that I am just living off of music, of course, that's great. I don't think that's something that will be forever, though. I mean, right now I'm doing very well and people like my music, but I don't know, in like 2 years, maybe everyone's like, oh, we don't want to hear Molly Nilsson anymore, and then, I'll have to do something about that. So it's not like a permanent state. It's just kind of what's going on right now. And
There's a couple of funny things that people said to me yesterday during the show. Somebody said to me, wow, she's a bombshell, don't you think? And another person said, called you the European Lana Del Rey, which I thought was very weird because I don't see so many parallels other than you guys have females with blonde hair. Have you heard that before, or do you think of yourself as a sex symbol?
No, definitely not. I feel like, I don't know, I see myself as like a person, and I also don't see myself as like a female writer. Like, I don't think I have very much in common with Lana Del Rey except for being women.
Have you heard that before?
I
Is that
feel
a
like
thing? I wasn't aware of the fact. He said it like he said, "Oh yeah, people are talking about you as the European Lana Del Rey."
Yeah.
I never heard that before.
I think I've read it somewhere. I mean, mostly if I read a review of myself, there's a lot of focus on what I look like. It often starts with like, this blonde, or like, she has this blonde hair, like this bangs, and she has like black clothes, and I'm always like, what does that really matter? Like, I really rarely read reviews about like a male singer and what he wears, and
Right.
unless it's something outrageous,
That's a
being like dressed in a black dress is kind of like, for me, the most sort of what should I say, not anonymous, but like it's kind of like nothing,
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to wear black, and I always wanted to have black on stage, to have kind of like like there's nothing to distract. It's not like, oh, tonight she's wearing that. Or
Yeah.
like now she's doing that kind of costume. So.
Do you get annoyed by that? Like that people see you not only as a singer or for your art, but they see you
like
as
when my appearance.
Yeah, or ask you silly interview questions like that one. Or ask you questions. Well, there are questions that are more often asked to female singers or artists than there are to male artists.
Yeah, for sure.
Just keep answering. I'm just
okay.
gonna get a string.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, I think you should do the interview from there.
I don't want to be standing. I want to sit down. I'm tired and drunk.
You're a bartender.
I am.
No, I think it does bother me, and it's something that maybe also why I avoided doing a lot of interviews, because I was kind of afraid of what kind of questions I would get. Wow, what was that?
That's a
Peer?
That's a pear schnapps.
Nice.
You as a stage persona are very settled, very like you're not nervous at all. Is that something that changed over the course of almost 10 years doing this? Or do you think that you are as big as you are now because you are just so like settled and not nervous, and because you're just like it looks very professional, you know? Do you think, is that something that came afterwards, or is that something that just was always there and is the reason why you are the person you are?
I'm so nervous. I love playing shows, but every time I'm on my way to a show, I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I have, it's really frightening for me. And before I started performing, I'd never been on a stage, and I was like, it was my nightmare. The idea of like standing in front of people and doing something, I was like, I would never do it. And then I did it once, and it was kind of like the moment I was on the stage, I was kind of like, I can do this. It's not that bad, and people are fine. Even if the worst thing happened, the worst case scenario, I die. That's the end of that.
That's not the worst case scenario in my...
The second worst, well, that would be the end of everything. But the second worst would be like that I just like poop my pants and I throw up and I start screaming obscenities or something really awful.
Yeah, nervous breakdown.
It would still be like people would just be like, huh, and leave, and
maybe they'd be like,
forget about
nervous
it.
breakdown. That's art.
Yeah, exactly. So I just realized that there's not that many things that can go wrong, and I am super nervous. I think it's just the thing that when I go on stage, it's just kind of like, I usually have like blackouts also. I don't really remember shows because it's kind of like a outer body experience. And I just kind of, I don't know, get along with it.
You've been living in Germany for a long time now. Have you learned any German?
Ja, also ich spreche total gut Deutsch. Wir können das auch total nur auf Deutsch machen, wenn du willst.
That'd be weird to change the language in the middle of the interview. Are you vegetarian?
No. No, I do. I try to like eat less meat though. I've been thinking more and more about it, like the moral thing about eating meat. So if there's like a vegetarian option, I will try it. But like, for instance, like a Wiener Schnitzel, it's like,
fucking
I'm
hell,
sorry.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to do this. Yeah, I think actually when I do stop like with the music or like whatever, I think I will open a bar.
Yeah.
Because that's where I spend time a lot anyway.
Right.
And
that's a question I wanted to ask you.
And I think I really like the idea of having a place where like because I really like decorating and I like making spaces. So I think it would be really cool to run a place. Although I know I would probably be, drinking,
all the time.
All the time. But the thing is, on tour I drink a lot too, so it doesn't really. It would be, yeah.
I think.
But I'm like made of steel.
Yeah.
Or
Swedish.
Feathers. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'm made of something that's like
steel
very
feathers.
hard. Yeah, steel feathers.
Steel feathers.
But so that's something I would consider.
you in Whiskey Sour, and I'm not sure if I'm right, but in Whiskey Sour, I understand that you're singing about being alone in a bar. Is that a thing you do? Because it's a thing I do for sure. Going to a bar alone, is that enjoyable or more enjoyable, or did you just sing about it?
In that song, I am in a bar alone, but I'm actually waiting for someone. So in a way, it's, you know, I'm not going out to be alone in bar. Like, so I'm waiting for...
Tinder date.
No, my manager.
Oh, all right.
No, I was just kidding. My manager, who never appeared in my life, and that's why I'm still DIY.
Manager Molly is leaving artist Molly alone.
Exactly.
Well, if you're a guy and you're sitting alone in a bar, you're the freak that everybody assumes you're trying to pick somebody up, although you're not. I mean, these are stereotypes that apply to both genders.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
like,
there's like two sides to the coin.
right. Like,
yeah.
if you're a guy, you tell yourself you don't want to go alone to a bar because you're gonna look like the freak who's trying to pick everybody up. Trust me, I've tried it. Like, not picking everybody up. I mean, going alone to a bar and it works. Fucking hell.
It's not an interview anymore. It's just like we're sitting in a bar.
Very last question.
What would you like to drink?
Oh. Nah. Now the interview's over. Now you have to pay, Molly.
Oh,
fucking
fuck!
hell.
It's a trap!
It's
I
a
knew it!
trap.
Wait, where am I? I imagine myself being like an older bar lady. That I'm like, I will have shrunken by then.